for the Power Panel. I don't know if I look tough or constipated when I do that. Anyway, probably not tough.
It's not tough. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm going to eliminate that option. Okay, joining us on the panel tonight, Rashad Robinson, Executive Director of colorofchange.org. First time ever on the Young Turks. Rashad, great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Tina Dupuis, not your first time around. Are we going with the Intimidator or something? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks for that.
Well, I just said I'm constipated, so I'm spreading the love around.
I'm leaving. Don't even introduce me.
All right, Tina's
Ben, who's leaving.
Tina is the managing editor for Crooks and Liars, and of course Ben Mankiewicz is also here. So guys, real quick, we just did that segment on Schneiderman is now in. Is Obama going to get tough on the banks? And I wanted to get your sense of it. I'm going to go around the horn here. Ben, let me start with you. Who wins out, Schneiderman or Geithner?
Well, I think you see that as you talked about there in the interview, and we've read that the subpoenas are coming, and you see a hesitancy. Even some lawyers who represent people who've had their homes foreclosed on believe that the administration, the Justice Department, was waiting until the economy got better. So I think prosecutions are coming. I think the fact that they wait, so I guess that's a victory for Schneiderman and a loss for Geithner, I suppose, if that happens.
It's not a bad theory that they were waiting for the economy to get better. Tina, what do you think?
A really simple trick in politics is to go after things that are unpopular, and nothing is more popular than bankineers. So let's go after them, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's coming. I agree with Ben.
Rashad.
Well, I think Geithner fought this process the whole way through, and the fact that we have an investigation proves that not only did Schneiderman win, but the hundreds of thousands of people who mobilized to ensure that the administration heard their voices won in this process.
And I know you guys push in the right direction at Color of Change, but overall, you know what? I disagree with all of you. I'm still pessimistic. They'll have to really prove it to me for me to believe that the banks are going to lose this one. They almost always win.
That's the safe position.
That is the safe position. That's a safe bet. All right, quickly, let's move on to, should progressives give up on bipartisanship? Now, we raised this because Politico had an interesting article saying basically bipartisanship is dead, and I thought, hooray. Now, the reason I thought that, Tina, is because whenever there's any kind of grand bargain, we get screwed royally. They cut Social Security, Medicare, and then somehow whoa, look at that, we wound up cutting taxes, too. So should we be celebrating that bipartisanship isn't working?
I don't see that progressives have ever been bipartisan. I feel like they've always, for the last 10 years, they've kind of just been Republicans. Anytime we have people who are calling themselves Democrats, like, say, I don't know, Bart Stupak or Ben Nelson, people who call themselves Democrats, they are filibustering to take away women's rights. For example, you have Blue Dogs are the only ones who are actually standing up for what they believe in, and they're basically Republicans.
No, it's over. It's over, Tina. That's such a great point, because when is the last time there was ever a bipartisan deal where progressives won?
Exactly.
Like 30 years ago,
right,
35
exactly.
years ago?
First progressives have to be homopartisan, then we can talk about them being bipartisan later.
I don't know what homopartisan is, but it sounds
because you're
liberal.
a progressive, right? It'll never happen.
Okay, Rashad, what do you think?
I think over and over again, the Republicans have proven that they're not actually willing to come to the table to negotiate, whether it was the debt ceiling crisis or a number of issues that continue to happen. I think that progressives and Democrats in general do ourselves a disservice when we don't learn from our mistakes, when we don't learn from the past challenges that we've had coming to the table. We need to demand big and bold solutions to these problems. And the fact that so many Americans mobilized around this banking crisis to push the administration to do the right thing shows the fact that we can have victories. I think that you're right, though, Cenk, to say that the banks can win in the end. I think they will win if we don't continue to stay vigilant, if we don't continue to organize and continue to ensure that the administration makes sure that this investigation has teeth and that this investigation is uncorrupt.
Rashad, real quick, I'm going to stay with you actually for a second. How disappointed are you that we have a so-called progressive president, okay, and an African-American president, that we have to push so hard to be a little progressive?
It is disappointing, but it's the way that democracy works, right? We can't expect anything. And as Black folks in America, as an organization that represents Black folks in America, we understand that, these things just don't come to us overnight, that we have to continue to fight and continue to push the administration, regardless of who's in power, to do the right thing. And unfortunately, sometimes you want to sit back and hope that folks will just sort of understand what's right. But that's why we mobilize. That's why we organize, and that's why this fight was so important.
Yeah, it's a good thing somebody's doing it. God bless. Ben, bipartisanship. Come on, you're a bipartisan guy. Yes or no? Go.
Well, first of all, is this my camera right here? Because I want to tell my parents that I'm a homo partisan, and I think this is the time.
That's your truth?
Yeah,
That's your
my
truth
truth is that I'm a homo
God
partisan.
bless.
I think that there's a flaw in the structure of this segment because of the nature of the question. I mean, progressives give up on bipartisanship. When were we attempting it? So we'd love it, but we've known for a long time that there's no bipartisanship to have. The question, what's interesting, and you read this piece today in Politico, is the president recognizing that bipartisanship is dead? And from reading that extraordinary piece by Ryan Lizza in The New Yorker on the Obama memos and this piece today in Politico, the myth of bipartisanship, it doesn't exist anymore. The House Republicans have drifted 3 times, the Republicans in the Congress have drifted 3 times more to the right in the last 30 years than Democrats to the left.
That's a great point.
6 times in the House, just 2 times in the Senate. The president may be finally, we hope, starting to recognize that this olive branch, they're not interested in that branch.
You got demerits for questioning the structure of the panel, but excellent point there. It was a myth all along. You guys are all great. Thanks so much for joining us.